Ghanaian living abroad. Are you having problems running errands in Ghana? Then sign up Sumafo app for your assistant services, confirmation services, personal rep services, and errand services. You can also reach us on www.sumafo.com or follow our social media handles on @Sumafo. You can also reach us on WhatsApp via +233 59 720 2402.
Welcome to SVTV Africa. My name is Dolores and this is the Naked Truth Show. Today I have with me a beautiful mental health practitioner here, and we're about to ask her all the mental health questions you have. Yes, I have a lot of questions. I guess you also do. So let's welcome Brenda to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, Brenda.
Yeah.
A mental health practitioner. How did you get there?
It's a long story, but I think I can make it short.
But before you make it short, just tell, I guess, who you are first. Before
all right, so I'm Brenda. I'm a mental health nurse. I'm at the Adabraka Polyclinic now. Okay. Yeah. So basically what we do is to take care of mental health people in the community, because the government is trying to decentralize the hospitals. So now it's more of a community-based healthcare for the mentally ill. So we do home visits, tracing of homes, medication. We check their medication, trace defaulters, and then if a patient is moving from one location to another, then we refer them to the mental health practitioner in that location. So basically that's yeah.
But fast forward, before you got here, how was growing up for you? Like, what did you grow up, your schools you attended and all?
Well, growing up for me was a lot of experience, plenty, because I was between my mom and my grandparents. So I had the village feel, I have the city feel of life. It was fun because we had cousins, weekends, we go to the farm and all of that. I went to school in Hohway.
Okay.
Yeah, my basic school was in Hohway. I went to Happy Home for my primary, and then my JHS was Holy Rosary. And then I went to Kwando Secondary School for my senior high.
Okay.
Yeah, I did home economics over there. Then I came to Pantan nurses training, where I did my psychiatry.
Okay, so after the secondary school, you went straight to
the nursing.
Have you been trying to upgrade since, like, after the nursing school?
Oh yeah. I've been trying. That's one of. Actually, I've not been working in Accra.
Wow.
I've been working in the north. I've been in Upper East for 6 years. I just came last year back to Accra. Yeah.
How was it like there?
They are nice people. Actually, they are very nice people to work with, to stay with. Very friendly people. It's just the little tribal misunderstandings that makes the place a bit uncomfortable.
Well, let me ask this one weird question before you go on about Boka and Nordness. Okay, we've heard a lot about Nordness. You know, people are like, oh, this is a Nordna guy. You know, their pennies are different from the Soundness and all. Did you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't try one? I would have asked how it was.
I didn't try one. I don't know why, but for some funny reason, I prefer staying by myself, so I don't go out much. If I want to chill, I chill in my room, and I didn't have that many friends, just the people I work with. That's all. I didn't like going out when I was there.
But why mental health? And is that what you've always wanted to do? Because, hey, Ghanaians, okay, mental health, but that's for the back remote. That's the first thing. Like,
mental health is not just about like the schizophrenias, the bipolars. No, migraine is a mental health issue. Anxiety is a mental health issue. Stress is a mental health issue. Okay. Epilepsy is a mental health issue. So I think there have been so much misconception about mental health, because even when you are stressed up at work, it's a mental health issue. Ideally, every workplace is supposed to have at least a psychologist or a psychiatrist that the workers could go to just talk about what is stressing them about work. Yeah, but I know Ghana, our mental health system is not really up to that level, because they don't give much attention to mental health because of the misconceptions about it. Yeah, apart from that, but mental health is interesting. It's not just about learning about the conditions, but if you are truly a mental health practitioner, you should be able to incorporate it into your life. It helps you to relate more with people, understand people from their perspective. That way you don't end up judging people just by what you see, because there is more to everybody than what meets the eye. But people always tend to judge people by just what you can see somebody laughing, like you hear, oh, this person committed suicide, and then you're like, we're just partying last night.
Yes.
You know, so there's more that meets to the eye. But I mean, I'm a curious person by nature, so I felt mental health was actually the field I could go in out, because I'm still curious. So I'm curious to know more. I'm curious to learn more about it. So that's why I chose mental health.
Does it affect your day-to-day relationship with people? Because then once people were like, oh, this is mental health. Once you're talking with me, I'm like, you are analyzing everything I'm saying and taking it from that angle. No. Does it happen to you?
No. I try as much as possible to separate work from my personal life. Yeah, because I mean, when it's work, it's work. When I get to work, I forget about home. I'm at work, and that is it. When I'm home, I leave work at work, and then I'm home. But the aspects that I use the mental health is when you're interacting with people. You know, there are people that, we have people that are pathological liars. So as a mental health person, I'm able to, when somebody is actually lying to you, you would, by all means, and I think that has been one thing that has used to affect some of my relationships, because, I mean, you try to pick the ins and the outs, like, is this person lying to me? Is it playing on my mind? But it has also helped me to be able to identify, oh, this is a narcissist, this is a sadist, this person is like this. So it's helped me guide my life along the way. It has helped me, mental health has actually helped me through some of the issues I've gone through in life that other people that wouldn't have been able to make it. Yeah, that's how it has.
Like you mentioned earlier, mental health is broad.
Very.
Where exactly do you measure?
For me, it's for us now in Ghana, we don't have that feel whereby this person, especially for this condition.
Okay.
So I can attend to a schizophrenia, I can attend to a bipolar, I can attend to a histrionic person, anxiety. So for Ghana, there's no, this is a schizophrenicness, this is a bipolarness. No. For now, we've not gotten to that stage yet. But we have the rehab nurses.
Okay.
They are specially trained to take care of the patients in rehab, the drug addicts, the recovering alcoholics, and the others that come for rehab. What
would you say is the most difficult aspect of your job?
Well, the most difficult aspect of my job right now is medication. One, I would say they're a bit outdated, because when you compare the medication they are taking out of this country, like US, UK, their mental health medications are way, they've got new ones, but we are still using some of the old generation medications, and they are not even so much in the system. Because when I was working in Boku, that was one of the major issues, because you don't have the medication to give, and when you prescribe, it's not at any pharmacy to get, so some would have to send to Accra or Kumasi, Tamale before they get the medication. That way it makes the care difficult, because if this month the person gets the medication and then next month the person doesn't get, then you go back to zero, then you start all over again. So you go one step forward, 2 steps back, the medication.
I'm curious, since you come across a lot of people with mental issues.
Yeah.
Okay, share with me maybe 2 circumstances where you got so personal with a person that, or particular experiences that shook you like to the core, like this situation I would never forget. This person I met with this mental health issue that I would never forget.
There are a lot. I think most of my patients I can't forget, because every person comes with their own special needs. You understand? Every person comes with their own special needs. And some of the mental health issues is not even so much as a mental health issue. It's just somebody needing somebody to just talk to. So like there was this lady, she came to my unit when I was in the north. So there is anxiety, there is migraine, the hypertension was high. And you ask yourself, what has mental health got to do with this? But then I sat down and I spoke with her. Then I realized she's married, she's not working, the man is not working, they depend on their mother-in-law. So you could see that the socioeconomic hardship is what is putting her into that particular position. So the question what I'll have to do is, what then can I do to help? You know, and sometimes our hands are so tied because if you are not careful, the person will take advantage.
Yeah.
So it's like mostly what we do is, okay, what do you want to do? Bring a business idea. Let's see how best we can help. I have friends. There's this one of my friend. Normally what they do is they have friends out of the country, so they solicit for funds, clothes, provisions and all of that. So they bring them all the way to the north. So when they are coming, they call me. So now I have to scout the community, see which of my patients needs. So you prioritize the needs. Then when they come, you give them according to what they need.
So earlier you mentioned that getting medication for mental health was so difficult in the country.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of your colleagues traveling out to seek greener pastures and all that. Do you have that in mind?
What? I don't know. I think I would say I'm in a bit of a dilemma actually, because one thing I always say is that we can also change our system. It takes one person at a time to start the change, but it's difficult because our mentality here is it's some way. When somebody starts something, it's like, hey, you want to, you know. But I could have traveled because my mom is not in the country. She's a nurse, also in the UK, but she has always been on my neck to actually relocate. But I still want to leave a mark. If I'm going to relocate, I want to leave a mark here so that even when I relocate, I know I have something here that is running, that is helping the community. So at the end of the day, I'm able to give back. So I'm starting a project. It's more like a peer group where the idea is to teenagers. There is a lot of parents. For me, growing up, one of the topics that was never spoken about at home was sex. So I had to, whatever I know about sex was something I learned for myself. So I want to create a peer group in my catchment area where teenagers will have somebody they can come to. Oh, maybe I'm feeling like this about my body. What is happening to me? Like, so that if their parents can't talk to them about it, I can talk to them about it. And there are issues of abuse at home. So if you don't educate your kids about the signs, what to look out for, who a perpetrator is. So I want to create that group so that it will be an environment where they feel safe enough to express themselves. Yeah, so I'm now developing the idea. Okay. It's still in the pipeline, but it's something. It's a major project I want to take up because the mental health, it affects not just grown-ups, kids as well. So yep. And because I have a daughter who is a teenager, so it's very close to my heart.
How old is she, by the way?
She'll be 15 this year.
Wow. How old were you when you gave birth?
I was 22.
Oh, okay, that's nice. But still on your colleagues leaving the country, why do you think you are leaving? And doctors as well? Yes,
now doctors also. But nurses, look, honestly, our salaries are nothing to write home about.
Okay.
So if you are working and you are giving your all, you are giving your best, but then you don't take anything home. And there is another place that you could get more. Out there is not easy as well, because I mean, after paying the bills and everything, I mean, it's not easy as well. But I think it's mainly the salary and then the condition of service. I mean, our health system, okay, let me talk about what I know. I think there are few loopholes in the healthcare delivery. Well, government is trying, Ministry of Health is trying, Ghana Health Service is trying to change things. You know, change takes time to effect, so it will take time. And I think we ourselves, our attitudes too is not helping the system for us, you know, because my point is, if you can go out there and put in that much of effort into working there, don't you think you could make that same change if you put that kind of effort working here?
Maybe they do, it's not yielding.
Well, yeah, we all do. We all do. The yielding, it's not yielding. It's not yielding, because honestly, our salaries are, it's nothing to write home about, actually. So I understand when people want to seek greener pastures. I understand, because you've got family to feed, you know, and I mean, you are paying school fees, you are paying rents, and then the salary comes and it's meager. So how do you survive?
That's a question.
So, yeah, so I think it's more of a survival mood. Everybody is, I mean, let me go. And the COVID came in as well. So the COVID has opened the gateway for people to move out, because now the people in the diaspora need more nurses, so because they are overworked. I think the COVID hit them more than it hit us.
Yes,
so I think that's also part of the reason why a lot are going. Yeah.
Well, since you're a mental health nurse,
yep,
let's ask the obvious question.
Okay.
Where I always ask people, do you think social media is a big contributor to the fact that people are fighting mental health? You hear people saying, okay, I'm depressed on social media. Do you think they play with the word depression a lot?
You cannot say you are depressed if you have not been clinically diagnosed.
Okay.
Yes, but yes, there are days you feel down. There are days you don't want to get out of bed.
That doesn't mean I'm depressed.
Well, you are depressed, but there are various grades of depression.
Okay.
Okay, we have the mild, the moderate, and then the major depression.
Okay.
Okay, so you can't. I think that's how I think it's best you get yourself diagnosed, then you know you are depressed. Yes, you come on social media, I'm depressed. Yes, sometimes you'll be depressed and be laughing, but you're still depressed, because depression is basically you not having the urge to do anything at all.
So if I'm broke, am I depressed?
You are broke, you don't have money, it can cause you to be depressed, because you need money to function. Everybody needs money to function. So everybody experiences depression one way or the other in their life.
If my boyfriend leaves me and I'm laying in bed crying, can I say I'm depressed?
Yes.
But what is anxiety? Listen, I'm asking these questions because people on social media, oh, Lily, I have a lot of anxiety. I'm depressed. I'm fighting anxiety. What is anxiety?
Okay. Anxiety is a mood disorder. Okay. It's actually a mood disorder that is characterized by you sweating, palpitation. So let's say you're going for an interview, and those sensations you feel, the sweaty palm, the chill. Sometimes you get chills. Okay. You know, like it's something new. You are facing a panel of people you don't know. So that particular mood you are in at that time, it's an anxiety. Yeah, like you're in an anxiety mood. Yeah, but there are other people that are not able to recover from that kind of mood. There are people that are so scared. Anxiety, some of the anxiety goes with phobia. So people are so scared to go into public places. People are scared of enclosed spaces. There are people who are even scared of women. It's all form of anxiety that has extended into phobia. You understand? So anxiety, it's we all have it. Everybody experiences anxiety one way or the other. I mean, you are going somewhere, this place I'm going, how is it going to turn out? Yeah, it's okay to have a certain level of anxiety, but you don't allow, when the anxiety is what defines what you do or how you behave, that's when it becomes a problem. Then you need to seek help. Yeah.
So lately on social media,
Yeah.
you see people saying, okay, I'm depressed, I'm this, and we don't even know the people who are really going through it. How do I detect if my friend is really depressed? If my friend is going through this, how do I detect that?
Coming on social media to actually say you are depressed, for me, it doesn't really cut it out for me. I'm not saying they are lying, but one, when you are depressed, when you are really depressed, you don't even want to touch your phone.
Okay.
There are days I'll be there and I'm like, my phone will ring and I'm like, look, I'm not ready for this.
Okay.
So at that particular moment, I'm just down and I don't want to have anything to do with the outside world. It's just me. I just want to be by myself. But for you to come and post, oh, I'm depressed right now, yes, it could be valid, it could be invalid. Some could be doing it to seek attention. Yes, and I think that has also make it a bit difficult for those who actually have the condition, because if it's like, oh, say it's normal. So at the end of the day, it shifts the attention from the person who actually needs the help, and then at the end of the day, the person commits suicide, and then you wonder why. So I think social media is having, in as much as it's having a positive effect, it's also having negative effects on the whole mental health and depression
thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me go back to ask you this question.
Yeah.
How can you prevent it?
Depression?
Not the depression, like this mental health issues.
Okay.
Especially, let me narrow it down to our youth.
Okay.
The youth. Okay. Yeah. Among ourselves, how can we help each other?
Okay, so you see the issues, they have there are different contributing factors to the mental health. Some are genetic. Okay. So it's inherited. Like the schizophrenia like this can be inherited, you know, and then bipolar, yes, and the other socioeconomical problems as well, and life occurrences can also put somebody into a mental health state. Maybe you've lost somebody very dear to you, it can push you overboard. Okay, because the threshold between sanity and insanity is very, very, very thin. You could see somebody who is so strong, and then the person loses somebody and the person is not able to recover from it. So it's, what can we do to help? What can we do to help? I think for now, there is the need for more education on mental health. And if somebody says, I'm depressed, or you notice, there are tell signs.
What are tell signs?
So depression, the person can decide not to eat. Okay. There is no bathing. Okay. The person lies in bed the whole day. The person is crying and is not able to actually explain why he or she is crying. You know, those are some of the signs. And the person doesn't want to do all the things that maybe it's your sister, you go out together, all of a sudden she doesn't want to go out. The person wants to be left alone. They lock themselves up in their room the whole day. Those are some of the tell signs you can look out for. And then you can look out for the mood changes, because the mood will change by almost when a person is depressed. The person used to be very happy, and all of a sudden the person starts doing things out of the normal. Okay. So you can tell that no, there's something wrong. Yes, and they don't like to talk about it because of the stigma attached to mental health. So they don't like to talk about it. So everybody's careful to come out to say, but I think it's about time we all start talking about it. We all start talking about it. It's okay to be depressed. It's okay to have anxiety, but it's also better to seek help. It's also I mean, you seek help early, you live a normal life. You live alone. I lived with my grandma, her sister. She was a schizophrenic. Mm-hmm. And I remember when we were young, when she had episodes, she chases everybody around with cutlass, and we all keep on running. She takes her valuable, she dashes it out to people, beads, gold chains, clothes, she dashes it. But after she was put on medication, I mean, she lived up to 86 before she died. And she never had an episode because she was on medication constantly. And then the family support system was there. And one thing, the family support system for the mentally ill is so bad. They ostracize, they like, hey, I don't want to, I mean, and it's bad. They are humans. They can live and work normally like somebody who doesn't have a mental health issue. Their life expectancy is as high as somebody who doesn't have it. So I think if we can change our mindset, the family support system should work. That's one of the main reasons why they are trying to decentralize and make it a community-based treatment. That way the person is home and then is able to integrate, is able to work and live in the home. Yeah.
So this question came in mind, talking about mental health.
Yeah.
See, on social media lately, people do stupid things. Excuse me to say,
yeah,
really silly things. They'll be like, oh, my mental health is at stake. Like, after doing something silly, they come out to say,
I was
like,
mentally...
No, not even that. Before that, they'll be like, please give me privacy at this moment. My mental health is at stake.
But the question is, do you understand?
What is even mental health? See, some of my viewers, what is mental health? So if someone is showing the word around, I'll be like, don't be silly.
You don't know what mental health is it doesn't have one true definition, but it comprises of a total well-being, physically, emotionally, psychologically, socially, but not in the absence of illness. Okay. Because somebody can have malaria and it can progress into mental health because at that particular time the person is sick. At that particular time, the person is sick, the person is depressed about the sickness, the person is worried about hospitalization, so there's depression, there's anxiety. So you don't get up and say you have mental health, your mental health is not, you, like...
Yeah, tell me about it.
No, you don't just get up and throw words about without actually knowing that, oh, this is what it actually means. I mean, what mental health is a very serious issue. I mean, I wish they could give it as much room as they give malaria, hypertension, child welfare, you know, because if you don't have mental health, you can't operate because your mental health is it defines yourself. It defines how you work. It defines how you relate with people. Yeah, so it's very significant for us. So we need to draw more attention to the mental health.
Clear up this misconception. Okay. Number one, clear this one up first. If I smoke, I'm going to go mad. If you smoke weed,
you go mad.
You go mad.
No.
When they see a youth on the street, they're like, oh, this person has been smoking weed. The reason the person ran mad.
No.
Since you have mental health, please clear up that misconception for me. Please look directly into the camera and let them know that when you smoke weed, you're not going to go mad.
You know, I know people. These are people working in government offices. These are government officials, lawyers, doctors, MPs, ministers that smoke weed but still function properly. But when you have a family predisposition to mental health, mental illness, when you have a family predisposition to mental illness, and then you go smoking weed, I can guarantee you would go mad. Okay. And then you don't do it just because my friends are doing it. No. I have friends that have never tasted alcohol before. We still go out. Yeah. You understand? I have friends who have never smoked before. We still go out. So you don't say that because people are doing it. You have to know your family mental health history. Okay. If you know your family mental health history, then you will know that this doesn't work for me. So you don't go into it. So you don't put yourself at that risk. It depends. Okay. Because some people are mixing things with their weed, they are adding other things. People are adding tramadol, they are adding this, they are adding that. So there are certain drugs that can also give, you take, and then it can lead you to mental So, I mean, mental illness. So codeine, if it's not prescribed, you go and buy it, you mix it with some other things and take. And then it will by all means affect you. Because they are not even taking the correct dosage. Understand? They can buy a full bottle of that. That's like 100 milligram and pour all. I mean, you're supposed to take that 100 milligram within a space of 5 days, and then you take that in 1 day. What are you expecting to happen? So some are on the streets not because they are abusing weed, or it could be other substance. Okay. It could be other substance.
My next question is, why are shrinks so expensive? By shrinks, sorry, I mean
psychologists.
Why are they so expensive and so difficult to access? Like, my mental health is at stake, and I need to go see a shrink, and it's so expensive. Like, by session, why?
I think because the demands are higher.
Okay.
In Ghana, we don't have that many psychologists. We don't have that many psychologists in Ghana. I think it's now that they're encouraging us to actually venture into, if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade in that field. But the fact is, when you're upgrading to, you finish school and you come back and there's a whole lot, they don't know where to place you, whether you are a doctor or you are a nurse. So there's that discrepancy that is also making it a bit difficult for people to actually go into that aspect as well. Yes, shrinks are expensive. I think, I don't know for outside this country, but I think in Ghana.
In Ghana, because I could hardly come by a doctor who says, okay, I'm a psychologist.
So
no, I've never come by one say I'm majored here. But then people tell, go seek therapy, go seek therapy.
Oh, they are private. There are people. The private ones are expensive because they are not under the, like, although in as much they are under the Ghana Health Service, but they are practicing privately. But I think Accra Psychiatry has a psychologist. You can go and see if you want to. I don't know who is there now, but I think I can find out later and give you them.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like,
because we're tired of people telling us to go seek therapy when you're not even seeing them.
Yeah, they are there. It's because people are not going to the hospitals. I mean, when you enter a mental health facility, yes, the misconception comes in. Something is mentally not okay with you. That's why you are going. Yes, if you can't sleep at night, insomnia is also a mental health issue. If you can't sleep at night, you need to seek help. You understand? So they are there, but there are not many in the system.
See, that's enough of the book long. I'm tired of mental health questions now. Now I'm going to switch it all after part of you and me,
all right.
Your relationship and other lifestyle.
Okay.
So now let's relax and have a relationship talk.
Okay. All right.
You mentioned you were a single mother.
Yes, I'm a single mom, but I'm dating. I'm seriously dating.
You know what belongs to the streets.
No.
You've left us. Unfortunately. You are beautiful. You could be on the streets for a while, but unfortunately.
No. No. I think I've always known I was a family girl.
Okay.
Yeah, because growing up with my grandparents, it was always home. My grandparents were, they were married for like 60 years before my grandmother died, so I've always had, like, if somebody should, what's my fairy tale is having a home, a husband, kids. Yes, it's my fairy tale. Like, I just want to, I like taking care of people naturally. It's something that comes to me naturally. So yeah, I want to have a family. So
I still want to know what happened to your baby daddy. What happened?
Oh, this one. It's a long story. I met my girl's dad. I met him when I was in nurses training. Actually, I met him, and I was so young. And you meet this guy that is much older. And it's like, for me, at that particular time, it was like the sun and the moon rises and sets on him. I was so in love with him. So along the way, I got pregnant. When I got pregnant, it was, wow, it was quite a difficult. I didn't know what to do, but one thing I knew at that time was I didn't want to terminate the pregnancy. Okay. It was, in the midst of everything, that was one thing I was so sure of. Okay. That this baby I am keeping no matter what. I'm risking everything to have the baby. So I told him, well, later he was like, when I told him, he thought I was joking. I was like, no, who jokes with pregnancy anyway?
So did he ask you to terminate it?
No, he didn't. He didn't. I think when I told him that, just communications just went off. I think I was in the nurses training, so I think I was pregnant in my 2nd year.
Okay.
So I had the option to stop and have her, but I decided to carry the pregnancy through to 3rd year. I carried her to 3rd year. I had her in my 3rd year, but still, I think there was still a need for me to stop because at that time my mom wasn't around, so I had to stop and take care of her a bit. So I deferred my course for some years, took care of her. Then my grandma took her. Okay. Then I had to come back and complete school.
Was he a married man?
No, he wasn't married as at then. But I think he got married after I had my girl.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've been doing that since.
Have you been in an abusive relationship before?
No. No. I wouldn't even put myself, because I would see the signs when it starts. So I wouldn't even put myself in that position to be abused in the first place, because abusive relationships start, yes, the person is so sweet and all of that, and then it starts, oh, today this dress you are wearing, I don't like it.
Okay.
Change it, wear this rather. Oh, I don't like this hairstyle. Change it. Oh, I don't like this shoe. I don't like this your friend. Is this your family member? Then the insults, the verbal abuse comes in, the emotional abuse. You know, I'm the only one you can stay with. If you leave me, nobody would want you. You know, and then the jealousy comes in. Why are you talking to this person? So I look out for those things very, at the beginning, that's what that aspect, I'm very careful.
So what are your red flags?
My red flags? When you hide things from me, but my instincts are so on point that when you are hiding something,
you know.
I know, so I work on, I'll tell you that I know this is going on. I know, even when I'm with you and you're even losing interest in me,
you know.
I know. So I try as much as possible not to put myself in that position where, like I would wait till it has gone bad to take myself out of it. No, I don't want to do that. I think it's my upbringing too, because my grandmother had girls, so she raised my mothers to be strong women. My mothers are my role models. Oh gosh, those 4 women. You don't want to be caught in between those 4 women. They are strong women. They are very strong. So I picked up that strength, I think, from my grandmother. No, from my great-grandmother. I met my great-grandmother. She died at 116. Okay. Yeah, so I met her, and that woman was tough on everybody. She was one hell of a tough woman. So the toughness has been something that I've grown with. So I try as much as possible not to allow anybody actually walk all over me, just all in the name of being in a relationship. I rather let you go and now have my peace of mind than to stay in and endure bullshit all in the name of love. No.
People see these red flags and just ignore them. This is...
It's the assumption that, it will change. It will change. But, you are with somebody 6 months, 1 year, and then it's still there. Mm-hmm. Come on. Be honest with yourself. I think people don't give themselves pep talks. They don't talk to themselves like, Charlie, this is bad. Actually, this is bad. I do things sometimes and I sit there and I was like, girl, you fucked up. I tell myself, girl, you fucked up. Yes, I know I fucked up. So I think it's about time you talk to yourself. When you know you are wrong, you are wrong. When you know you are in a bad situation, you know you are in a bad situation. And I always tell people, don't assume that what is out there is worse. So you continue holding on to the bad. You'll be surprised you let go of the bad and you meet the best.
Yeah.
Yes. So, my relationship my last relationship before my current boyfriend, yes, he's a good guy, but he's domineering.
Okay.
He those kind of people who sometimes when a woman talks, they don't really listen. They hear. There is listening and hearing.
Yes.
They hear all right, but they don't listen, you know. So there was always that friction, and he felt I was a bit stubborn. I was a bit, I had a chip on my shoulder, but it wasn't that. Because I speak my mind. I will say it as it is. But when some people find a woman who is very vocal about her feelings to be
rude, you don't respect, you know, but what puts you off about a person or in a relationship? What would your man do that would like, nah?
I think disrespect.
Okay.
Disrespect. I would give you equal respect, so I would expect that you would give me the same. And then maybe lying. When you lie to me, I'll prefer you tell me up front, I'm doing this, I did this. And then I handle it in my own way and I let go. I'm the type, I don't hold on to things for too long. I easily let go because when I had my daughter, at a point in time, I was so angry. I wasn't bitter, but it was more of anger. And I held on so much to that anger for a long time. So that anger made me take a lot of bad decisions. And those decisions actually set me back to where I am now. But I think I wouldn't say it was bad because I have learned from those decisions. So at least I can advise somebody who I see going on that same path not to take that same path.
Before you say yes to a man, what do you look out for in appearance?
For me, it's not appearance.
What is it?
It's how connected I am to you, the chemistry, the connection, and how you stimulate me intellectually. I need to be able to hold a conversation with you. It's very, very, not just any kind of thing, not the yes, no, I want to have a conversation. We'll talk about things, we'll talk about finances, health, money, everything. Oh, I see a book I'm reading. I mean, yes, I want, is the brains. It's always the brains for me. I don't care how you look, so far as the brains are there. And
you don't care how it looks?
No. Yeah, but right now I'm dating a fine man, so.
Hey, give him a shout out.
No, I'll not give. He's at work right now.
Oh, no, but you watch later, right?
No.
Don't give me, hey, baby.
Hi, baby. No,
so
hi,
finally
baby.
off the street.
Yes, okay, let me say hello, Mr. NQ. I call him Mr. NQ.
Oh.
Yes.
That's nice. Hello, Mr. NQ. How long have you guys been together?
I think a year and a half, but we were friends so let's say we were friends for a year before we started dating, a year and a half now. So
should we be expecting a wedding bill
this year? Of course.
Oh, please invite me.
Oh, I would. I would. It's happening this year.
Oh my God, I'm coming. Yeah. I'm part of the bridal
team. And surprisingly, I want a very, very small wedding, a civil wedding. I'm not really the frills, the cars, the gown
kind of person.
I always say that I don't mind getting married in this.
As far as you don't go home and to debt, right?
Yeah. You know, like you finish the marriage ceremony. People always get it wrong. It's not about the ceremony. It's the life after the ceremony. Because you are two people that were raised in two different backgrounds, coming to live under the same roof. Trust me, there will be frictions. So imagine there's the normal frictions and then money issues come in because there is debt and there are people calling you, when will I get my money? When will I get my money? No, I don't want that too. I want after my marriage ceremony, I should go on honeymoon, come back refreshed and looking fine, not being on honeymoon and be thinking, hey, I have money to come and pay somebody. No.
At this point, I think he's the reason why you don't want trouble.
Oh, no. He's not even in the country, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I could easily have traveled if I had wanted to.
Okay. Anyway, I'll be expecting the invite.
Oh, you would get it. You would get it.
I hope I'm part of the bridal. I'm invited.
Yes. Yeah.
But you are beautiful. I mean,
Thank
look at
you.
everything. How Do you face any challenges as a nurse? I mean, people coming in, you know.
With my size?
Yes.
I think they just use it to describe, oh, you know, that big nurse with the short hair
and the
big chest, you know.
do you have now they say clients, people walking in to seek for this thing? I'm not getting the word right, and they start hitting on you like. Are you not here for your health reasons?
Oh, when you come out, when you want to hit on me, I'll just smile and tell you, oh, I have a man. Then we let it go. You don't stretch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when you said to cut your hair, I mean, why nurses always, most of you guys cut your hair?
No, I've always cut my hair. I've always had my hair short. Well, I don't really like hair touching my neck.
Okay.
It's I've always had my hair short. Like sometimes I go through my pictures, I'm like, oh my God, I've had my hair short for this long. I can't grow I can grow my hair, but I find it tedious growing my hair. So I prefer to keep it short all the time.
I'm glad you came. And
I'm glad
so much fun.
I'm glad I came. Thanks so much for having me. I hope this once in a while we'll be doing. Oh, I'm always available.
I know you told me, right? So then I want to hold a segment where we start talking about relationship issues and I have people coming. Okay. So you could be coming in once we have relationship issues to discuss.
Of course.
Mental health is so stressful. Mental health is something else. Then you could just sit and discuss those relationship issues. Don't worry, you can walk in anything.
No problem.
I'm calling you often.
Yeah.
Since you just made yourself available for me.
No problem.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Brenda. That was so insightful, right? I had so much fun. I hope you do too. But don't forget to subscribe to SVTV Africa and leave your comments and suggestions. More to come your way soon on SVTV. My name is Dolores. Call me D. See you soon. Bye.